Mr. Loon and Mr. Chong have just got off a flight from Malaysia. While all other passengers on their flight have cleared immigration and customs, their ticketing and travel details have raised a flag.
They're coming here for a short stay. They don't know what they're going to do here. The younger-looking guy, he's very nervous. He's shaking a lot. And, yeah, we're just trying to ascertain whether we think that they might have drugs with them or whether they're an immigration risk.
Either way, these two aren't going anywhere quickly. If you were travelling halfway across the world for 3 months, how much money would you bring? Brian from Texas only has $200, and that's attracted immigration's interest.
Lost his job about a week ago. He's only been working there for 3 months as a plant operator. He's got no debit cards, no credit cards. He's met this girl, what I have heard from customs is about a couple of weeks ago. She is a Vietnamese exchange student.
Brian says he's fallen head over heels with a woman he met on the internet. He's never seen her in person before, and whether he will today is up to Ken in immigration.
Brian, is it? Yeah, come in, Brian. Whatever. Word with you. There's a teddy bear for you. Is that for your girlfriend?
Yes, sir.
Just look down. Just come in the office here. Teddy will be okay. Just come in here, Brian.
So is Brian looking for love down under, or is he here for some other reason? That's what Ken needs to find out.
I'm going to ask you a number of questions that you must answer truthfully.
Yep.
The penalty for an offence against Section 234 of the Migration Act is 10 years imprisonment. Now, do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I just received a call from the customs duty manager. He's reported a live bird flying around the customs clearance area. We have a bit of a concern with live birds, purely for the reason of the avian influenza risk and also a Newcastle disease risk. They're both diseases of birds and poultry. I have a feeling that this bird is a domestic bird. We've been told it's flown in from outside, so that risk is lower, but we still need to try and catch it and remove it from the sterile area. I can actually see it right now, over. There's the elusive little pest. I feel a quote coming on, but I can't say it. An Elmer Fudd quote. He's pretty elusive.
Quarantine officers at Sydney Airport are used to dealing with high-flying problems. But what they're seeing today is one of a kind.
All in a day's work.
Your girlfriend, let's call her Aunt. What do you call her?
Hania,
Hania.
nickname.
Or Honey.
Pet names.
Yeah, okay.
Or Go Muay Tiger. That's our
What?
pet. Go Muay Tiger. That means 10 tiger lady. that's just my nickname to her.
Okay.
If Brian's only here for love, he's packed some unusual items.
Information so far we've got is his forms in regards to his citizenship in America, his graduation certificate. He's got no details of where he's going to go, what he's going to do, or anything like that.
Noticed in some of your paperwork there you brought a work resume with you. Why did you bring that with you?
I was looking into maybe coming here to work and live, but that's if the relationship continued. That was on my mind.
Something in here about a Mr. Red. Who's Mr. Red?
That's the teddy bear outside. I gave him a nickname.
You know the conditions of a visitor's visa, don't you?
Yes, sir.
The main reason on a tourist visa is that you don't work.
Yes, sir. No working, yes.
Do you understand that?
Yes, sir. No
Okay.
working, yes. That's what I told her. I said, I can't work or anything, so how are you going to support me?
It's a hard decision for us to make here. But you must understand our position. Like I said, you've come here with a minimum amount of cash. You should have enough money to support yourself for 3 months, which is, well,
but
you can work that out.
$200 won't get Brian past day one in Sydney, and relying on his cyber girlfriend for the rest of his stay is a big call.
I think you're coming here to work.
He's just above that foreign exchange sign right now, so I might have to
Back
flush
in
him out.
quarantine, the airport's unauthorised visitor is proving difficult to catch.
Damn.
Time to call in reinforcements.
What I'd like to do is if I'll get you to move up that end of the hall and then work your way back, and I'll start from this end of the hall and work our way in the middle and see if we can flush it out. It is getting tired, so I've chased it a fair amount already.
Alrighty then.
Okay?
Well, let's see how we go then.
All right.
Okay.
Search me or I'd go. You know, why is it I always get singled out? Because I'm black? Because I'm from West Africa?
Jim from Customs is actually satisfied that Roberto poses no threat. Just for a change, though, this passenger wants his bags to be searched.
No, I want to be searched because then I can say,
Then you can say you've been
harassment 7 times. 7 times in 8 years.
But you get spoken to.
7 times in 8 years.
So if you come here...
I've been coming here for 8 years, yeah, and this is the 7th time I have come here. I've only come to Australia 7 times, and 7 times guys like you come and harass me. 7 times. There's not one time where I've been able to go through like anyone else. Now, if you want to do it, let's do it. But tell me who your boss is, because I'm really angry now. I've had a 31-hour flight.
No, that's all right.
I think you're coming here to work.
No. If I was...
You had to think about that, didn't you?
Yeah.
With only $200 in his pocket and a vague promise of support from a woman he met online, Ken's doubting Brian's motives for coming to Australia.
You've got no incentive to go back to the United States?
I have very much incentive. At least there I'm at home. That's my home turf. Here, I already told her I don't have enough money. I only have enough for the plane ticket. So if I get there, you have to deal with the rest of the other part. You have to deal with me for 3 months. And will you deal with that part? And that's, she said, she agreed to it. And that was what she said. So if she still doesn't agree with that, then I have no reason to be here.
While Brian pleads his case to Ken, immigration manager Sarul calls his cyber love to check out his story.
And I said, are you going to be supporting him? She said, well, I don't know. So his expectations of her is much more than what she's telling me.
It's looking very much like we may consider cancelling your visa. Do you understand the implications of that?
No, sir.
No, 7 times I've been kept passports, I've been asked where I'm from. Then
So
I've been
do that
told,
on every
the last
flight.
3 times I've been told that people from where I'm from in the world are troublemakers. You get a lot of hassle. I've been told that. Why should I accept that? Why should I accept being labelled?
At this point, Roberto spots the border security cameras.
I'll tell you the story. I've come here 7 times in 8 years. My wife is Australian. I always come here for 3 weeks or a month. I resent being told every time I come here that we get a lot of hassle from people from West African origin. I am a British citizen. Yes, I was born in West Africa. Why should I be harassed by folks like that every time I come to Australia? Shame on you, Australia.
So what will you do in Australia now for 7 days?
Oh, no, today. Go hotel.
Go to hotel and sleep? Is this your friend's first time to Australia as well?
Mr. Loon and Mr. Chong have told Customs they're businessmen here for a week's vacation. As Customs digs deeper, this story is becoming more and more unlikely.
Bank account?
Yeah.
Your bank account
No,
or
family
bank account details, yes?
Small details tell Customs a great deal about a passenger.
My guy's got about $1,000 in cash. He's got no credit cards or anything, but he does have the bank account details of the family in Penang.
Limited funds and information about an overseas bank account may be indicators that a person intends to work here illegally and send the money they earn overseas. Officers also need to be sure these 2 men aren't carrying drugs.
Is there any way I can plead my case? To stay here?
Ask away.
For the time frame of 3 months of what I do to be here, then it's just to spend my time with her. She'll be going to work and I'll be staying home, wherever she has set up the place for me to stay.
In order to gather as much information as possible, Ken will talk to the woman Brian has come to meet.
Are you and Brian girlfriend and boyfriend?
Got a friend.
Did you ask him to come to Australia?
No, I asked him if he wants to travel to see Sydney.
He really wants to see you. So you'd look after him while he's here.
But he doesn't know anyone else.
You want him to come in here, don't you? You want to see him, don't you? Yeah.
I'm waiting for his decision and I'm trying to prepare myself if he says I got to go home. I'm thinking, please don't let me see her. So if they let me see her, then I'll probably even miss her more. So better just not let me see her.
Meanwhile, over in quarantine, officers Andrew and Cecilia are still chasing a lost bird. At this stage, they're not sure where the bird has come from. If it's stowed away on an incoming aircraft, the concern is that it might be carrying diseases into Australia.
I think I can see it under there. Keep him into that alcove. Keep him into that alcove. Oh. Almost got him. Do you see it anyway? It's over there. Oh, beauty. Yeah, put him in there, lock the door. Come on, little fella. Out you come. That's better. Nice and warm. Yeah, he's obviously flown in from outside. It's been trapped in the terminal because it's only a couple of points of entry, and because he's obviously a domestic bird, we'll look at letting him go. Look, ultimately, if there was any suspicion that this bird was of a quarantine concern, we would be obviously holding it for identification purposes. But like this is a common sparrow. It is obviously been caught up in the terminal for quite a while, so we're just going to look at releasing it. Okay. Off you go, little fella. It's good to get a happy end of the story, and it just makes all the effort worthwhile. You don't like to see animals caged up at the best of times, so we're happy with the outcome.
We're just having the gentleman frisked, conducting a frisk search to make sure that he hasn't got anything concealed on his body. We're just a little bit worried that he may be carrying narcotics somewhere on his body.
Okay, and now your other one? Yep, that's fine. Thank you.
No narcotics on Mr. Chong, but Mr. Loon has indicated he would rather be frisked in a private room.
This officer is going to do the frisk, okay?
So everything's ready to go?
Everything's ready to go. Lucia's out here if you need her, okay? Well, at the moment, they don't appear to have anything on them. Well, we'll see, obviously, once this frisk is done. So the only other place that it could be was inside their stomach. The other guy said he hasn't eaten anything since he's got on the plane, so that's another sign. But we'll ascertain whether we decide to refer them, and then we'll call the federal police and see if they're interested in having a further chat to them.
I've asked the gentleman and his wife, was I rude to them?
He hasn't been rude. He hasn't been rude. It's not about this man here.
Okay.
It's not about. It's about your institution now.
Okay.
It's institutionally racist against people like me. Okay. Not about you. Not about you. It's about the system.
So
look out for people from West Africa. People from West Africa happen to have one thing in common. They're all black.
We're getting a form called complaints and compliments. On that
last time I was given that form, I asked someone in your position, I said, if I fill that out, what will happen? And he turned around to me and said, probably nothing.
For me, I would never say that.
And I said, there you go, wasting my time again.
Something does happen. Look, I can't say for what his thought processes were, but something does happen. It's immediately referred to a specific complaints area that have to respond to you within a given time, in response to what you say.
Are they going to stop this wanton targeting of me every time I step on your fair island?
Roberto and his wife are finally moving on. They're still not happy with the way they've been treated by customs.
Did you get all that? Thank you. It needs to change. This country cannot carry on like this with black people like me. Otherwise, we won't come anymore. It's not even as if I'm coming here on a Nigerian passport. I can't... Look, that's a lion, yeah? This country gave birth to this one, yeah? So therefore, I come from a safe Western democracy, yeah? Why am I being treated as a terrorist or a drug smuggler or trafficker or criminal?
I feel very embarrassed to be Australian.
As far as Jim is concerned, though, it's just another day.
You don't worry about it. I mean, if you worry about everybody abusing you in this job, you would have quit years ago. You just cope with it, you know. You know you're not like that. I just get a bit miffed because you tend to find people who are, say, of African descent or African American throw this that you're a racist at them all the time, and you're not. He just made a rod for himself. It was just like he was just making a big show. I don't know whether for her or just for his own benefit, you know.
If you don't mind, excuse me, I've got to go and calm down, hire a car and go and enjoy my holiday.
Now, we called Kingsgate Hotel. You don't have a reservation there. You don't have a booking.
Booking?
Yeah, at Kingsgate Hotel.
Have?
No.
Yeah?
No, they say you don't.
Back in Melbourne, the frisk on Mr. Loon came up negative. But a detailed examination of their ticketing has revealed some interesting facts and a wider problem than first thought.
We linked them to 2 other people off the flight that are also with immigration. So it looks like we've missed the drugs and we've stopped a couple of people from coming into the country illegally to work.
In the end, it came down to good investigative work and finding the discrepancies in their stories.
First of all, they stated they had a booking at the Kingsgate Hotel, and we called the hotel and there was no booking there. Okay, and then secondly, we split the 2 passengers up so we could get different stories from them. And there were holes in the stories. One said they know each other from working in the construction industry. One said knowing each other from the gold jewellery design industry. So there are a few holes there. And also they said they didn't know each other or the other 2 passengers. There was a group of 4 of them. Comparing their tickets, we found that all 4 were actually linked. We look at all sorts of documents. We go through everything. Find tooth comb, we'll find it. The documents are there, indicators are there, we'll find them.
Investigations showed that these men were here to work illegally. For falsely declaring their intentions, both men were sent back home. The men are subject to a 3-year exclusion period from re-entering Australia.
Well, I've spoken to the girl at the front and she's expecting him and she's willing to support him. Look, I tend to believe her story. She got a little bit upset, which seems to me that there is some sort of a emotional attachment with this guy.
If he abides by the law, then I have to go. But if he abides by compassion and understanding, then he will let me stay. I think that's the bottom line of that situation.
I've just spoken to the manager and we've made a decision, okay? And our decision is that we're going to let you in here, okay?
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Brian and Mr. Red's immediate future is settled. They're officially here for a holiday.
I'm very excited. I may not show it, but I am. A little bit scared, but I think I'll be all right.
As for any long-term romance, it seems that is completely up to fate.
Okay, that's it. Next case. Here we go.